Sensory processing issues. I can't concentrate on what I need to and listen to the music. I'm not trying to listen to the music or the people at the other tables. It's just a lot of noise. Usually it's pretty quiet in here, but not always. Obviously, they're not up to any mean or horrible stuff. They're not trying to destroy my life. They're just socializing, something that I don't get to do. I used to think I had friends. So Natalie got her brains blown out.
Joy.
I don't know. He's gonna be back here for only a couple days. We'll fly back in.
I think it'd be nice just to be able to have it for a year. But I just have, I mean, just, you know, you were saying roaming. Greg goes, I like that at the night. He's so funny. Oh, I think that they did there. He's on duty before, and I'm like, okay, I gotta leave. I have been. I know. Mine's actually gone here. I just know. I think just enough. Yeah. You don't too much. We'll go back and brainstorm.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm gonna go get our run thing. I'll be in tomorrow. Perfect. Okay, playing hooky. Oh, for the good.
Merry Christmas to all.
Hey,
My guy right there.
what are you gonna
I'm just kidding. Your makeup.
Yeah, I'm not, he said, and then I'm gonna work with you. That's right.
You guys are
Well, I was texting, I didn't like that. I was like, what?
I will.
I was like, I don't wanna shout it. I'm enjoying it. Just he said that.
We were talking about Monday, and he's like, well, do you want to see Friday? I will see next Friday.
It doesn't sound like I
Go away.
Pretty much hours, yeah.
It's close to a weekend.
Fabulous.
Okay.
I'm doing something.
To-do list.
Merry Christmas and good luck to you.
Yeah, so I told him, I'm like, I'm not working Monday. He's like, how about Friday too? I said, how about Friday? I don't know.
You know?
Yes.
I wasn't expecting that. So that means I'm the one that has to clean the house though.
Somewhere out there. Thank you. Yes. Friday, I'm having Victor go to Wanda to pick up a bunch of pictures tonight. And I'm gonna cut them all up and bring them all for on Friday. Yeah, I'm gonna get lemon bars, some Mary bars, and just do a little tray.
Perfect. I ordered some stuff. I was stressing out
I
because
hope my sons are, I'm gonna have to get ready to get some. My, your favorites.
it was kind of hard.
No, I know, I had to get the travel size, I got a hair thing and I wanted to get the mini size, but it was like 30. And then I was like, okay, I'll get this travel, it's 14, but it's probably just.
That's fine. That's why I was like, yeah, because like I was, so Mary came over the other day and I was talking to her. Hers is like totally not what it is. I don't know if she ended up ordering, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I ordered something that we think everyone can use.
Yeah.
I figured most of them were like makeup related or whatever, so I just something.
Yeah, I was gonna do jewelry, and I was like, I bet someone else is gonna do.
So that one part too, like even with like the makeup, like I thought about doing the setting powder because it's the
Yeah.
Laura Mercier,
Yeah.
like the. Like everyone has their shit figured out.
Yeah, like,
So it'll be good. I'm doing.
yeah, I just will too. I know, no one said any dessert, or you guys don't want to be free.
We hope every year the girls get together for like a little Christmas holiday thing. So usually you make like a specialty drink, and so everyone your turn, you go in the kitchen and make a drink and bring it out, and everyone tries it. But this year it changed up a little bit. We're just gonna drink and then exchange flavors. Oh, cute.
That's neat though.
It really mine shows up. It says give me your Thursday.
I don't like that too.
I don't know.
But to me, that's like if they
On
want
the
to.
last ditch, I
Well,
was
like Samoa was doing like the one day shipping, but they didn't have anything.
yeah, I got my own stuff.
They did
Because they were, and I was like,
Yeah. And then I was like,
ooh, and then they said they shipped, and I was like,
yeah. Yeah, so it'll be fun. It's kind of tight. It's on. Yeah, so yeah, obviously that is. Yeah. Oh, really?
You've always done that.
I used to
Always done that.
oh, it's nice.
It's UPS.
Oh, I hate when they say by name, they're like.
I know.
Yeah. I can say it's easy, but yeah, it's right better. Yes, Merry Christmas, Merry
See you guys.
Oh, Brian, Merry Christmas. Yes, enjoy your visit. Hopefully we get those tickets.
They will, and if not, they will another time.
Yeah. It'll be fine. It'll be good. Yeah.
I just had to figure out ways to do this.
Exactly, right?
I know that.
And then bring it out.
You know, I think we're talking about for years, so it's like.
That's fine. Wait, she's a ring camera. I can't set them treats.
Oh,
They
that's.
wouldn't, if I
I've seen one where the dog comes up in his mouth and it's like. That's cute.
Okay, Merry Christmas. Yeah.
See you later.
does actually happen in the library too. Surprised. The problem I had is a lack of people offering. Lots of people offer to do plenty of things. Did they follow through? How long did it take them? I hadn't been able to see my friends in Boulder, Colorado for over a year. I reached out to my friends. I let them know, tried to let them know what was going on. When they set up an appointment to meet with me, I made it to my appointment. They didn't. Now, why is it that after Natalie was killed, everybody wanted to run for the hills? But mostly what it come down to is that they didn't want to admit that they screwed up. None of the things that they told me did they ever bother to tell the public. Makes it hard to believe you. If you're gonna tell me that you didn't keep your word after leading me on and wasting my time for 6 months, then you're gonna tell me you can't because you got kids. Well, you do need to tell the public that. When you tell me that you can't do something because you don't have the money to do so, you do need to tell the public that. You do need to tell the police that. You do need to come forward about that. You guys all have the means. I don't. You have friends and family there, close to you. Immediate family is the most important. Those ones keep you the safest because they are there when something happens. If you're in your house and you get robbed and you're all alone, well, chances are pretty good that you were targeted because you were all alone. They know that there's only one person living there. They know when that person is there and is not. Easy to monitor. All right, don't let it get down to 1 second because it'll blow up. We're actually gonna make a video today where we're gonna break this down. That there and this here. We're also going to cover a little bit on the suicide hotline and how calling suicide hotline leads to a lot of deaths and why. Normally this isn't something that I would do in Starbucks. Matter of fact, I'm going to go out to my vehicle to work on it. One of the things that is pretty universal is that we don't produce autistic people that don't show signs of trauma. That should be an indicator for you. Now, when we talk about why at-risk adults are at risk, especially those with a mentally ill tag, like being autistic, when we go to them for help, we're supposed to, according to the paperwork and according to my instructions from the very start, supposed to go to my friends and family for help. And it's supposed to happen right away. When it doesn't happen right away, that's not my choice or my decision, and it's not okay to fault me for it or to harm me for it if I didn't try. And the paperwork that I got was for elder abuse. It's not the hospital paperwork that I need. But I need somebody who actually cares from within the community to help go in with me to do these things and also to share that information with the community. Transparent. That's what more than one person has said to me. That's the thing with the Michelle lady. She used the word transparent. See-through. That means not hiding anything. That's where everybody else went wrong. If you're going to keep it a secret, well, secrets don't make friends. And keep in mind that I've been posting up about that since well before Natalie was killed. Now, I tried explaining to folks that people were threatening to kill my friends and threatening to kill my family. And they blew it off no big major deal. Just like all these people want to keep blowing off the fact that these anti-homeless laws kill people. People I know. A lot of y'all are all up for special causes. You want us to all drop what we're doing, and you want us to help the junkies that have been ripping us off all these years. You want us to stop and pretend like child molesters are people too. I say pretend because really, it doesn't matter who they are. If they're homeless, you just assume. You just assume that they're some sort of a monster. Just assume that they chose to be there. Just assume that they must be a druggie. And then, of course, you never bother to find out if it's true or not. And that's why our predators get away with it. They play on your bias. I'm also going to post some links in the bottom to a lot of my sources for a lot of these things. That's the problem with you guys not having an education and wanting to tell me what to think and what to feel. You're literally telling me things that, well, they'll let me know that a lot of you actually have family members that are probably suicides. If you treat your family the way that you treated me, yeah, they definitely are at a higher risk of suicide. When you go to your friends for help, and no matter what, they're always too busy. They're not your friends. If they treat you like crap because after years of abuse, you're still being abused and they're still ignoring you, you can ask them to go away. That's your right. If they stick around, then demand honesty from them. That's what I demand. I shouldn't be demanding. I'm told that. I shouldn't be demanding. But when people are demanding towards me, I should be expected to do what they want, because although they're not in the situation and their little part they're trying to hide, how much do they really know? Why is it we're putting the decision making in the hands of the ignorant? It's like letting rich people decide what minimum wage is going to be. It's just nuts. Anyway, there's a few people here who are autistic in a similar way to me. Thank goodness they have a lot more support than I do. There's something to be said for someone who's autistic who works in retail. I love being good to people. I'm not a retail guy though. I love people. I love socializing, but that depends on the type of socializing and whether or not I'm even allowed. A lot of the places that I stayed, they were very stressful places. And although the people that were in those situations with me went out and did things to relieve their stress, relieve themselves of the stress of the situation, it wasn't always, or most generally was not a situation where I got to be involved. A lot of times people would say, hey, I can't help you because I don't have the money. I need to find this. I need to find that. If I help them find what they're looking for, maybe they'll help. A lot of times people say, well, I was going to help you, but now I got all this stuff going on. But once that's not going on again, then yeah, I can help you. So I help them to whatever it is they need help with, whether it be fixing their porch, babysitting the kids, or paying a little bit so they have the gas to do so. But there's also the fact that they needed to speak up. They needed to go to the courts. They needed to let the courts know what's going on and the police. And that's just not how males are treated. If it's a male victim and they come to you for help, you get to see 6 years of this. 6 years of people telling me I just need to man up, blah, 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 blah. It's horrible to hear. There's a lot of the people that I had helped out, and for years and years they were victimized by others. And they told me how horribly they felt, that nobody would listen, nobody would look, nobody cared, nobody listened, nobody looked, nobody cared. And of course, a lot of people had listened to some degree, or looked to some degree, or cared enough to at least tell them pretty words. But the thing is, they needed somebody in person who knew what was going on. Nearly always, and I say nearly always because sometimes it's a spur of the moment thing where somebody come around the corner and says, hey man, there's some guy right behind me, he's trying to jack me, or my ex-husband is chasing me and he's on meth. And in that situation, you don't know the whole story. What you know is that immediately there's a immediate sense of danger, and it's probably a good idea to do something about it before it turns into something worse. Your friend come to you for help, or even a complete stranger in that situation come to you for help, what do? Kind of like when I was in Boulder and there was nobody down there passing out blankets. I passed out blankets for 7 years. I even enlisted some helpers. I had Christopher Weaver and Sage Wayward Rages the first year. We walked homeless people to the warming centers. There was a lady from Chapel, Nebraska, 2 of them, matter of fact. One of them named Holly Howell, and it's now Holly Bo. I can't remember at the moment. But she did donate blankets to the homeless. I just didn't pick them up. The reason for that is because I had other blankets for the homeless that I picked up. A lot of people, they think just physically, they don't understand that when somebody out here is out here, chances are pretty good they're an at-risk adult. They're out here because they were in the system growing up, foster care or group homes or even mental institutions. And you all seem to think that that's a valid reason for harming us. And the law, although the law says it's illegal to do these things, people don't really follow the law, do they? Only when it's convenient. Kind of like most of the Christians I know only remember anything in the Bible when it's convenient as an excuse for them. Of course, if you use it back, like the book of Romans, when they want to tell you that you just need to lay down and take it, and they want to throw Romans 13 at you, like, what are you freaking nuts? How about if I throw it at you when you're having an issue with the government? When the government stole $2,000 from IRS, and of course it was their mistake, but you want it rectified, that's your $2,000. Well, according to the book of Romans, the way that you use it, yeah, they're allowed to make mistakes and you're supposed to just take it. You need to just go to the back of the bus and so on and so forth. Now then there's the dependency issue. We've got a lot of people who are dependent on others, but they don't want to admit it. That's most of you. Most of you are dependent upon family, friends, or credit, or a combination. That credit come from having a decent start. It didn't come from hard work. There's plenty of people who worked hard don't have good credit. There's plenty of people that got ripped off by a crappy landlord. There's lots of people that signed a rental agreement, and after 6.5 years of living in a place, the person they were renting from decides to sell it, and now they have 6.5 years of blank space on their rental because that person is no longer available, no longer able to get a hold of, and didn't report that you were paying that rent to anybody. So even though you've gotten a written agreement between you and that person, let's say they die or they move on or their phone gets broken and they can't be reached, any number of bad things can happen. Any number of stupid things can happen. It's kind of like with the analogy I tell you about breaking a window to save a child. Yeah, it's a hot day. That kid's in that vehicle. It's been a couple hours. There's nobody around. You see that child in there. Yeah, according to the law, you're allowed to break that window. It's still illegal. And it depends on how it's painted. If that guy is in his office, he's completely forgotten about his kid. He thought his wife had the kid. And then he hears the window shatter. Well, him and all of his coworkers come out, see that broken window. Well, that might be your saving grace. He comes out with his coworkers. They see that you busted the window to get that kid out. But then what happens if it's just him and he comes out and wants to pretend like you were trying to abduct his kid? Like you had just parked and that, you were still in your vehicle and this crazy guy come up and broke your back window and tried yanking your kid out. Well, you saved a life, didn't you? But depending on how much pull he's got in the community, you might be going to prison for a lot of years because you saved somebody's life. And even if you record it, you ain't gonna look at it. Not if you're called mentally ill. Not unless you have family or friends to care. They have to care to look, though, and they have to care to speak out. If your friends or family are being abused and you can keep your mouth shut about it, you're exactly what's wrong with the world. You're the reason that Germany got away with annihilating people they considered Untermenschen. Well, I'm part Jewish, part German, part Russian. I'm a mutt. Genetically, that makes me superior, not inferior. We've seen what inbreeding does. It's pretty gross. It's unhealthy. It leads to genetic defunctity. So, don't mess around with your sister. That's gross. Good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind. Now I'm going to finish Nancy Sinatra. These boots are made for walking, 1966. Wonderful song.